Gig,
All
can I
right.
ask you about your name, Gig Patta? That's one of the coolest names.
I know. I
Oh,
just saw that.
hey, thanks. It's just a nickname. I'm Thai, so we all have these
Oh,
one syllable nicknames. If you ever know
Mm,
Thai people, because we usually have like really long names, if you know what I mean.
got
mm.
it. Got it. I love that. Thank you.
Very
So,
cool.
but it's also easier to remember. That's that's the beauty about having these
We're
type.
getting used to longer names since Schwarzenegger. So put yours out there. We'll learn. We can learn. And with all the new African British actors coming in, the African, those names are something else. I'm like, oh,
Blah, blah, blah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So we can get the Thai ones too. You watch. But I like Gig. That's great.
Hey, terrific. Thanks. Well, Erica, Derek, hey, congratulations for American Refugee.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Hey, so let's go with that obligatory question that we always ask: is what made you guys be attracted to a film like American Refugee? What drew you in that you wanted to do a film like this?
Good
What?
story. Good story. Wonderful director. Solid writing.
Hmm.
Good backing in Blumhouse and Derek Luke. That's all you need.
What do you say, Derek? Is it because of you?
No way. I was the last one. I think I was the last one cast. See, Miss Erika got a concierge visit, and she should have, and she should have. And you know, life, like the industry, is a journey. So um, I'm paying more attention to vehicles that make sense. And to me, this one made sense. It was the right amount of suspense, chaos, family. I love family. And I think that it's about, people coexisting and surviving.
I know this film, American Refugee, seems it kind of hit a little bit too close to home because a lot of this stuff, in its own way, is sort of happening.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
sort of happening. And people are getting ready for it. Whether it's happening actually or not, people are making their storerooms and their closets and any sort of empty space into secondhand bunkers. And then we also have the political situation, not only here, but around the world. We're living in a plague. We think about when 1918, the plague of 1918 happened, they were just coming out of World War I and getting ready, they didn't know it, to go to the Depression and then to World War II. So to me, if we're at the top of this century, we should look for more hard times, not less. This could be the quiet before the storm. We think it's tough now to ask people to wear masks or get vaccinated. We may be asked to do a lot more soon. So I think people are having those conversations and it's in the zeitgeist.
Wow. No.
Sorry to lay it down. It's real.
Hey, listen, I never looked at it, not saying that this was your words, but I never looked at it as sort of like a preparatory film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't. And I love what she shared. Yeah.
A preparatory film. The only thing I'm prepared for is just toilet paper at this point. I'm not sure if I'm
That's
prepared.
something.
Yeah.
You're not as tradable in a war economy. It won't be about the dollar. It will be about toilet paper tissue and a canned good. So good for you. And it was Reverend Barber who actually taught me that, because he was saying, Erica, make sure you know that this is the third Reconstruction, and that if it is, then we should look toward understanding that a lot of things have to be torn down in order to be built up on more solid ground. And this may be the beginning of the deconstruction.
Wow, that's deep, Erica. Are you prepared yourself?
I just bought a huge box of toilet paper and all sorts of things from a group called Who Gives a Crap. You guys should know about it, only because they sustainably done by bamboo. But yeah, I am trying to prepare, and I think ultimately I won't be prepared, because I don't think as much as I talk, I don't know if I'm made for some of those things, because it goes down to a very primitive existence. And I think I have a very forward and modern mind and mindset, and it would be very hard for me to suddenly go down to the survival of the fittest on strength, not on cerebral or mind or reason. And that's just it. You can take reason out of it. And that's why Sam Trammell's character gets the one up on us, because he has brute force and he has the means, he has shelter, he has food. In a different world, we would be ruling where Greg is a professor and I'm a doctor. We rule, but down there, he rules. And interesting.
Wow. Derek, I mean, you've been through this entire film, but it doesn't, are you even prepared?
Look at him in that white space. Do you look like he's prepared? That better be a bunker, brother.
You know what? I hope that real talk. Preparation for me is being able to read the signs of the time. And what helps me do that is just having spiritual consciousness. I think you need both. I think you need the world smarts and intellect, but I also think that there's a lot of things that's happening that is sort of predestined. That's how I feel. And how do you prepare for it? You just stay woke. But aside from that, I do think that this film is timely, though. I do think that it's entertaining, but it makes you T-quack, thinking, questions, answers, and choices. So, yeah.
Oh, wow. I love it.
Now, did they build a bunker set for you guys to act in, or was this an actual bunker?
Well, to me, what they really built was a what do you call it? An actor's green room. And called it a bunker. No, it was bunker because of the weather. It was bunker, right?
Yeah, it was a bunker inside a bunker because they built it in a warehouse that used to be a factory and that had not been modernized. So it was like when you stepped out of that, it's like you stepped into like an episode of a 1920 show about, Tucker and his great car, whatever in Detroit, but it was the broke down version of it. So there's a lot of ways you couldn't get away. Plus we were on a 12-hour schedule. We were shooting like nobody's business and it went quick. So there's a lot of bunkers, but they actually did build us a bunker, to answer your question. And it felt like one.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the outside, was that actually on the farm itself too?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
On a farm, remember?
Yeah, it was. It really was.
The horses.
Man, what's those? It wasn't crickets. What was making that noise? The lightning. Oh my gosh. It was a lot going on outside.
Yeah. It was New Orleans, out in one of the parishes. And there's a lot of stuff going on out there.
Well, I mean, Derek seemed like he was getting used to doing farm work out there. Yeah.
He likes the action. He's an action guy. He loves the action.
I was gonna say, Derek, you had physical confrontations in this film. How was that experience for you?
Exciting. It's like Shakespeare on steroids. You need to, because a lot of stuff I've done is just, it's verbal, it's standing still, it's pauses, and I like any form of action. I come to find out that I enjoy action, so I'm looking for that vehicle to stretch and to tell stories and take people places.
Well, learn never to mess with you in a film like this. That's
Eric Luke style.
and Erika, the character you play is also very unusual because playing a doctor, OBGYN, very intelligent. So how is that like, and what do you know about childbirth?
Nothing, thank God. I mean, I have not been asked to do it. And that's fine with me. I come from a family of 6. Both my parents were orphans, and one of them came from a large family, and the other one not at all. I don't know anything about childbirth, but I do know about sacrifice. I know about pain, and I know about being obviously a woman. I know about the aspect of it. But I think that in here, that turned out to be the least of it, because I think they're asking about the world that you're birthing a child into. Of course, you have the complications that can come with birth, you know, giving birth. Somebody could die. It's serious business. But outside of that, you're also bringing that child into a world, and it's in conflict. And I think children can feel that. And there's a lot of people right now that are choosing not to have children. Young people who are saying there's no way. They're also looking at, can they afford it? But they're also looking like this is too much of a hassle. In fact, I was doing something recently where a real gynecologist was there, and I was saying, wow, you must have a lot of COVID babies because we're all indoors. And they said, no, it's actually the lowest it's ever been in years, because somehow the women's bodies are not as fertile in stress. So they're not conceiving. And so are the men aren't either. They're not, and also it's just not taking. So that means that even as animals, whether we know it or not, we're shutting down and saying, this is not the right time. This is not a stable time to deliver a child into. So there you go.
Wow. That's I mean, we are definitely in a new world. That's for sure. And
Wow.
it's changing
Well,
everything.
it's definitely popping off in this house, I'll tell you that.
Go on. It can pop off, but it don't mean that it'll take.
Hey,
There you go.
I need the organ.
Dun, dun, dun.
And one more thing. How terrifying was Sam Trammell through this film? Because you know it's a survivalist in its own way. Just to hear someone, you know, with that type of mentality is scary by itself.
You know, again, a lot of our film is social. So, you know, I think, you know, he represents some of the social moments that have been captured. And the interesting thing about it is people are getting to see it through a different lens, but there's a group of people who have seen it for a long time. So, yeah, I mean, I think he has as a character, I think he has some strong beliefs, but I also, you know, looking at it, I think a lot of it is a lot of wicked beliefs, meaning twisted. So, but that's for the audiences, for their take.
And you know what, the thing that is, and it's so funny because when we were down there, just as a dynamic, the thing that makes him scary is because the fact that he has a gun. I think that as a family, we were very clear that if he didn't have that gun, he was not going to be in that position at all. Yes. But, you know, that's the great equalizer, is gunpowder. It took over the world. Once they figured out that the Chinese gunpowder, you know, the firecracker could be turned into gunpowder, the Europeans took it to a whole nother level, and they used it to colonize the earth. But that is the only way you take down a Cherokee, or you take down, you know, the types of civilizations they've done. And then after that, you tell a story, you tell a new story that people are below you. And that goes down to mindset. And I think that in that bunker, Sam's character has told himself a lot of stories that make sense to him in a bunker. You go outside of that bunker and it doesn't work. You don't have that gun, and you can't force people to your will. So I think that that's what happens. It's when might meets right, but who gets to say what right is?
That is great perspectives. Well, Erika, Derek, congratulations once again for American Refugee. This is a great discussion, and I look forward to speaking to both of you again in the future for your future projects. So, using a line from the movie, amen to that.
Amen to that. Thanks, Gig.
Thank you.
Bye, Gig. Take care.
Bye. You too. Bye.
You go get that toilet paper.
That's right.